doing it? Your closing date, anytime you close, doesn't matter. They keep the closing date as February 15, and all the adjustments starting from February 15 and going forward. That's the way that's the way they are calculating. 90% of the chances lawyers want to do it their own. 90% chances lawyers want to do it their own. And I heard some lawyers telling the agent 2 days or 3 days I can transfer it, and more than that one I can't able to go. You have to do amendment and everything. That's everything is wrong. Go to the right lawyers and discuss with the lawyers. Go to lawyers with the right words and with the knowledge and everything. Don't fall into that's affecting the clients. And I like to share other one little thing. What happened yesterday evening? Yesterday, I felt bad night. That yesterday night, that was in my mind. One of the mortgage broker called me at 3 o'clock in the evening, 3:10, afternoon 3:10. The clients bought the property with the builder 3 years ago, and closing date was extended twice. And yesterday was the last date. They bought it for 840,000. That particular property. The property value right now is minimum 1.1 million 50,000. 850,000 to 1.1 million 50,000. We can see that we can see 300,000 price increase. And the buyers working with the mortgage brokers, different mortgage brokers, nothing went through, and they have a 20% down payment. And builders in the note saying that when they are canceling at 6 o'clock Friday evening at 6 o'clock. It's not an office deal. It's not an office deal. It's a different office, different mortgage brokers did. This came from one of the lawyers through the very close mortgage broker. And I told them, just I can fund right away from my company. This is the answer I gave them. Just the client's going to lose big time. 300,000 clients going to lose. They said the loan terms and condition doesn't matter. Lender fees doesn't matter. They want to right away the money. I said I can go with the same rate and conditions as regular people and close it, but no lawyers was not available. No lawyers available within 2 hours to close a transaction. Then I did call myself to that mortgage broker at 6:30. What happened? They said they tried to give extra deposit, and the builder said no, transaction cancelled. But he can do a favor to give the money back to the original buyers he is a nice builder. At least he's giving back. He doesn't need to give back. But he said at least he give the money. The client is losing 300,000, guys. Okay, if we are working with the client, the reason I'm telling you is not the blame for us or you or anybody. If you are doing the real estate transaction, please take serious. Please, it's not our deal, office deal. Sorry, guys, I'm not blaming anyone. It's not our office deal. But what I mean, the client sometimes doesn't have a knowledge. This particular client is losing, lost look like. Then I told them we can close it by Monday at before 3 o'clock. We can close all the paperwork and close it. That's not our hand right now. If you are real estate industry is very serious industry. Real estate industry, our knowledge is the value. Please, very serious for the clients. There are certain things happening. Something happened to our office transaction too. Our office is a listing office. The day of the closing, our listing agent is really professional person. He even informed the lawyers. The seller is very tough. If you don't close a transaction, he is not going to close it. Our office listing agent clearly informed the lawyer's office, both lawyers' office, not only his office, because it's community side, informed. But unfortunately, the lawyer got the money at 4:30. But I don't blame anybody's fault here because the pandemic, busy Friday evenings, and so many things. Didn't close the transaction. Then the buyer is ready to offer another $50,000 to close the transaction. The listing agent is really worried, and he was discussing with me anything. The seller said no. When seller said no, it's no, because the price went up. Time adjustment is there. Price went up more. At least he can sell. The deposit is $40,000. He's going to get it from the lawyers. And I heard the law office, the clients already paid it. How sad. Okay, real estate agent, but our agent said he informed the other salesperson that my seller is very stubborn. Please work on this deal and close the transaction on time. That other office agent, she said, I finished my work. That's a lawyer's job. Whose job is right now? Of course, it's lawyer's job in the court cases. Lawyer's job, but still, we are even other agent not get the commission. Our agent not get the commission. Sellers going to make more money in the end in different places, blaming each other. We had to be very serious, guys. Real estate industry, very serious. Clients' feeling is very important. when you start to work on it. Work on it, please. Follow it up until the closing the transaction. Don't be easy. Don't think the client is supposed to do their own work. I don't need to worry about I finish my deal. No, that's not the way we had to deal with. Okay, make a schedule. As I told you, every serious agent you had to have a list of checklists. Buyer checklist, seller checklist. Buyer checklist you had to go through with the buyer until closing the transaction, following up the mortgage broker. It's not their job. They can put their own mortgage brokers, but at least you have to tell the clients to follow up with the mortgage broker. If you follow up the mortgage broker, maybe RICO issues. Tell the clients to follow up the mortgage brokers. Same thing, sellers too. Take it serious. Take it serious and learn. Take some courses, learn and bring your knowledge up. That's very, very important. Kana, we have questions, Kana?
Yes.
And can I get the recording of the meeting if you don't attend this meeting sometime? Can I get the, yes, if you want, you can record yourself, but I'm not going to record it and pass it to anybody. I don't have a luxury of time for that one. Yes, Rashna, you can record yourself. That's up to you. There's no obligation. Now I know I'm in the Zoom, even though I said this is a regular office meeting. If somebody, I know one of the agent, Shiva, she's recording and put it in the Facebook. That's valid now. I know what I'm talking. Okay, it's not the classroom. I know this can be recorded. Yes, other question from Amoeba. If appraisal value is less than offered value, what is the option to close the deal? That's what's going to be today's session, Amoeba. You will understand. I'm going to go through those topic today. Another question, Shadish Kumar, Dinesh Shadish Kumar. Good morning, Silvana. I have a client. They bought a condo and rent it through some builder. Now they are trying to claim rental rebate, but the application has been denied. Okay, this is a very good tax question. Dinesh Radish Kumar send a message.
Sorry, Selvan. Sorry to interrupt. Good morning.
Okay,
they bought the condos and they rental through the same builder, and now they have a hard time. They couldn't get the HST rebate. I sent the email. Thank you.
Dinesh, the builder, when they advertised, he advertised rental guarantee, right? Dinesh, I'm waiting for your answer.
Yes, Selvan.
It's a rental guarantee. There's a law under the Excise Act. There's a law saying if you are buying from the builder's rental guarantee, that's mean you are guaranteeing as an investment property. The builder going to keep the property for rent it out for 2 years, whether it's vacant or it's not vacant. How he going to rent it out? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? We don't have an agreement with that one, because the agreement, builder building it and he renting it out. The time you paying the HST, but the law is different here, Dinesh. According to the Excise Act, the law, as for my knowledge, guys, again, this call is recording. As for my knowledge, because I'm talking about a federal government law, I had to be careful. As for my knowledge, if you buy the property as an investment property, you pay the HST in advance, and if you are filing the rental rebate for the rental rebate application for the new build buyers, you had to give the agreement of the tenancy agreement, minimum 1 year agreement. But if the builder is renting out, according to Excise Act, you don't own the property until now. Even though you close the transaction for the HST purpose, you don't own the property until now. Then your clients having a hard time. Yes, I know that. That's a regular one. And what they have to do after 2 years, rental agreement, after 2 years, they have to inform to the Excise Act, HST department, the time they bought the property, they paid the HST. When is the time rental guarantee period is ending? After that one, they had to give it to the clients. They own lease for 1 year lease. There's a regulation for 24 months period is there. They had to maybe tell them to go to the accountant or lawyers to get the permission from CRA to apply after 24 months because of the situation. Then after 24 months, they had to apply their own lease, minimum 12 months period, no less than 12 months period. Airbnb short-term rental doesn't work. After they signed the 12 months period rental agreement, they can get it back. That this has come from the rental guarantee. What they're telling under the Excise Act, if you have a property under the rental guarantee, even though you have the ownership, you are not the real owner. Unless otherwise you have to cancel that the rental guarantee. You have to cancel the rental guarantee with the builder. Maybe within 1 year you can cancel it. After the cancellation, tell them to list their own and get it. Even though rental guarantee, you don't have to give it to them. You can say, and I have my own tenants. You don't have to give it to them. You can't take double dipping. You can't do that one. You have to cancel it. Okay. This is my knowledge. Check with the lawyers. Tell them to check with the lawyers for the 24 months period. The rental guarantee property, can they extend that one? If they don't extend the rental guarantee period more than 24 months, tell them to cancel the rental guarantee and rent it their own. The tenants who are there, I don't know, I'm not sure they can leave out or not. Tell them to check with the lawyers. Dinesh, this is coming under the real ownership versus temporary ownership. The few things under the HSTA Exercise Act. Okay. Then it's a very good question, Dinesh.
Thank you, Selvan.
The next question, Adnan sending the message, listing a house for sale with tenants. They are leaving in 2 months. During COVID, do we need to write approval from the tenants for showing them they're going to, okay, Adnan, the thing is, the property is surrendered. Landlord may be sitting in the comfort house in Florida or Miami, it doesn't matter. Who are living there? In the tenants are living there. If the buyers go there, if the buyers go to the property to view, buyers go with the COVID-19 and the tenants get affected for the COVID-19, who is responsible? In that case, tenant have to give the permission. They can leave in 2 months' time, or they can extend it because of the new law under COVID-19 law, and there are so many things you cannot ask them to leave if they don't leave due to the COVID-19. Because of the other thing is the government is supporting the tenants because they freeze the rent. Once they freeze the rent, every landlord wanted to kick out from the tenants, and they had to put the new tenants back because the tenancy is going up, and they freeze the rental increase is freeze this time, 0. 2021 rental increase 0. You have to keep the same rate as 2020. You answering your question, you must get the approval from the tenants to show the properties. Number one. Second one, if the tenants doesn't move, you get stuck there. Nothing you can do. We are real estate agent. We are going through all the problem, but get the written agreement from the tenants before you list the property based on the COVID-19 regulations. Okay.
Thank you, Selva. Just a question: is there any special form, or we can just get a regular
COVID-19 form? You can make your own agreement with the tenants. We are allowing to show the properties for this particular location and what are the days and what are the times. Get that one. That's enough.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect. The next one, Chalian. If the deposit is not received from a buyer, is the mutual release from the still required, or the deal automatically done? There is nothing automatically done, Chalian. Okay, for example, you all the real estate agent. I got the exact same question, guys. Believe me or not, I'm not making up. Monday morning before 8 o'clock, I got a call from one agent 3 times. Exact same question. Chalian, thank you. You asked this question. It's good. I can review this question with over 100 members are there today. Okay, you are signing the deal. When you take a look at your MLS, take a look at your ORIA forms. All the ORIA forms beside the signature, there's a black dot is there. There's a meaning. Everything have a meaning. There's a black dot replacing under the British law is a red color seal on it. That red color seal means your promise. You are signing this agreement. The deposit is one side. Deposit is a good faith, but the signing and the seal also a good faith. That's means you are promising. Each party is promising. We are signing this deal under the seal. I am buying your house, and these are the conditions. Okay. The next day, one party not to give the deposit. Deposit is important. Yes, we have to give the deposit, but even though there is no deposit, other party have the right to sue you in the courts. You can't say, I don't give the deposit. That's been the contract is null and void. You can't get out from the transaction. There still is a transaction. Every transaction, you must give the mutual release. But careful, when you give the mutual release, tell the office there is no deposit. In that case, the deposit, for example, regular mutual release, if you give $20,000 deposit to the seller, the buyer's mutual release, the $20,000 deposit transfer to the buyer's decent name. Again, make sure to tell the office Make sure to tell the office there's no deposit. Get the mutual release, only releasing the transaction, not the money is involved. Okay. Answer your question, Chalian, is must. With the mutual release, your buyer still in the hook. Seller can sue the buyer for based on this one. Other question from Suren. The client has a mortgage with fixed mortgage. Client looking for to sell the property and move into another home. In this case, can they sell home without paying the penalty under the porting the mortgage? Okay, this is a good question, Suren. It's a very good question, Suren. Porting the mortgage. Okay, porting the mortgage. You have to know whether you have that particular privilege for your mortgage. Okay, for example, you have a mortgage at CIBC, and the original mortgage document supposed to give you, if you buy the property, you can port the mortgage from one house to other house. If you have that privilege, of course you can use that one. But if the same closing date, or even I believe it's within 90 days, you have to within 90 days. Within 90 days, you have to buy other property. In that case, for example, you have one house. First of all, you have to have the clause saying that when your mortgage can be port. Most of the banks giving that option. Some B lenders doesn't give that option. B lenders will looking for the money, to get the money from sale of the houses. That's the way they make money. Most of the major banks give the same clause. And okay, one thing, you have to stick with the same bank. So you have to stick with the same bank. For example, you're selling the house for now 800,000. You're selling the house for, your mortgage outstanding balance is 400,000. You're buying the house for 1.2 million. When you buy the 1.2 million house, you're going with the 400,000, for example, down payment. Then your new mortgage is 800,000. You have to qualify the 800,000 new mortgage in that particular bank. If you qualify the mortgage in the particular bank, okay, but the mortgage discharge fees for the original previous house discharge fees for the 400,000 discharge fees, yes, they will give you back. They will give you back. You have to apply. That's first you have to pay it in advance, and you have to apply it. Can I write, Kannan? You have to pay it in advance. Yes, I check with Kannan. You have to pay it in advance, and after you buy the property, you have to apply it and get the money back. I think I know my knowledge, he did few deals for clients paid, and they was panicking. After that, they got back the money from the same bank. That's the regulation. So it's a very good question. Thanks. You share the information with everybody else. This is a good one. But the only thing, that particular bank supposed to have the privilege. If, for example, I don't want to name it for any other lenders. Maybe there is a private lender. He may not going to have that particular clause. In that case, not all the mortgages can be port. There are restrictions there. The next question.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Can we use a kind of escape clause with appraisal comes low? Escape the deal without losing the client's deposit. Okay, so it's a good question. One agent sent a message to say that one can we use any kind of escape clause when appraisal comes low? Escape the deal without losing the client's deposit is almost like a appraisal condition. Escape clause, you can put it in any period of time, but the listing agent not going to give you escape clause until the closing the transaction, and you after 3 months you can say simply bye bye and leave and give the deposit back. But you can think anything you can put in the purchase sale agreement, but other party not going to accept your escape clause. You can put it, the price will come lower. You can put it as a escape clause. You don't need to put a condition. If the escape, price value come low, there's no transaction, but nobody going to let you go for that one. Unless otherwise some other rural areas, farmlands and those kind of properties. But in Toronto's market, one listing going with the 60 offers, 50 offers transaction, they're not going to let you go. But it's possible. You can try, but in the regular transaction is a little bit tough. This is Chandra Kumar. I wish to know about the financing available and criteria to qualify home future financing sector. Features that I think he's asking about my own company. Am I right, Chandra Kumar? Are you in the group right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. I wish to know about the financing available and criteria to qualify for the in home life. Yes, that's my business. You can see it here. That's kind of running it. Okay, we are lenders. We lending money for the mortgages, but we are not a bank. In that case, how much money we have based on the limitation. Just after the pandemic, we changed our law a little bit, and we are giving more first mortgages. The thing is, we are private lenders. Everybody who depositing us, RRSP deposit, RRSP TSFA registered plan deposit, we are giving back to them 8% return of investment. 8% monthly. That's been they're getting around 8.2, 8.3%. They're getting it yearly basis. It's a compounding interest we are paying monthly basis. 8% interest. If we are giving 8% interest RRSP money and the regular investment we are giving out 8.5. The reason I'm telling you because our interest rate are high. We are not a bank to give 1.8 or 2% financing. Our interest, either our big corporation or any other private financing. Like I told you the story that started yesterday. Yesterday evening, the call I get from the builder, they're going to lose, clients going to lose 300,000. Those are the people, our best clients, because they both get benefit, even though they pay extra interest. Our interest rate comes straight forward 8% first mortgage. 8% first mortgage. Sometimes we do favor. We go loan to value up to 85%. That's been the clients, instead of paying the CMHC's fees, even though they pay some extra interest for ourselves, our company, and the lender fees and everything, at the end they are happy too because they don't pay the CMHCH, the 3% CMHCH fees. In that case, they're happy. We make them happy in another way. But we go up to 85%. Another private company doesn't go 85%. Okay, answer the question. Yes, we are financing company. If we have the money, we lend out to the first mortgage and second mortgage to people. Bring it in. We can work on it. Yes, that's our secondary business. That's our secondary business. Based on that one, we did many closing for our home life agents deals. Whatever they cannot able to close it, we did close many deals based on our company. That's one of the way we are helping the salespeople. So give the priority for our own agents. The same question, next question. Okay. Secondly, how can I join with an individual agent and team to work as a team? Okay, he want to ask, how can I join with an individual agent team? Please help me out. Okay, I know this question. Some agent will ask me, can you tell me who I can join? This is almost like getting your own friend, man. This is getting like a girlfriend and boyfriend or getting the marriage. Like you had to find your own fitting person for yourself. The best way to do after the pandemic, I hope, is ending Monday. Then in that case, I don't want to jump in and announce anything right now. Then we will have a Zoom meeting as well as a classroom tour. While I do the Zoom meeting, agents can come and sit here. I will inform that one if it is based on tomorrow's regulation for the job region, how many agents can come and everything. If you come and get together with the salespeople and you find somebody you like to work with them, yes, you can go. In my side, I can advise you when you work as a team. Yes, of course, we have lots of people as a team, husband and wife team, with different agents team, group team, even some groups having 30-40 agents under their side. Siva and Joy team, there's the oldest group team. They joined with me 2003, and their group, they have around 40 agents, I believe. Different category. Whatever is there, you can do it. And Blue Diamond, and so many, even Sasi and Bahi, Gaya and Gana, Amal having a team with his wife, Sai have a team with his wife. There are so many teams are there. Sorry if I miss anything. There are so many people having a team. You can do it anything you want. Each and every individual, each and every deal, you can tell the office, dear secretaries, how the commission split is going to be. If you have any more question about the team, how to make the team, do I need to register the name for the team? Everything you can send me the question if you are more serious on that one. But I don't recommend anybody to go with this person as a team. That's your side. You have to find the person who matching with you. As my way of doing business, I want to work alone myself, even though in any business I have, because some people are very good with the team, guys. If you start a team, you have to feel like the person is very close to you and very close to you. That's supposed to come from your mind. Okay, I cannot recommend anybody go with this person as a team. I don't do that job. Okay, the next question. My client wants to buy. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anytime. The questions are good. I like the questions. I have to start my appraisal side too very soon. Next to this question, I'm going to start whatever the plan to talk about appraisal. Many people come and wait for the appraisal side. But answering questions also, you are getting the variety of knowledge from different areas. Okay. Okay. My client wants to buy 100 years house. Can I get mortgage? What is the other things that I should pay attention, such as inspection, home insurance? Pius. I think the person who asking the question missing the major point. Okay, 100 years house. What is the names called 100 years old houses in the city here the house? The vocabulary doesn't come to me right away. Anybody want to help me out?
Is it a heritage home?
Heritage home. Heritage home.
That's the word I'm looking for. Thanks, guys. Okay. 100 years houses doesn't mean all are heritage houses. I bought one house myself. Was built in 1870. That's not a heritage house. Okay, 100 years doesn't mean it's a heritage house, but 100 years is a heritage house. Depends on the location. Depends on the location where you are buying it. Where you are buying it, that was they name it as a heritage house. For example, my client buy 100 years house. Can I get the mortgage? Getting the mortgage based on the condition of the house. Livable condition. You are buying the residential house. You tell them somebody going to live there or rent out there. In that case, it has to have a washroom. It has to have a kitchen. Kitchen supposed to hook up with the stove. Stove supposed to work with the gas or any other elements. Stove supposed to work. If you have a kitchen, working kitchen and the washrooms and everything, just that's can apply to the mortgage. 100 years doesn't mean you can't get the mortgage. The condition of the property is more important than the years. But the second thing, 100 years doesn't mean all are heritage properties. If it's under the heritage property, still you can get the mortgage. You can get the mortgage. Heritage property is only thing you cannot demolish the property. Only thing you have to move the property from one place to other place. You can see even here the Steeles Avenue, the builder keeping the house. He moved from one place to other place. Many builders, what they do, heritage properties, you can see many heritage property in Markham Road, Markham and Denison area. Before they build, what they did, they moved the house to a different location. The old houses are smaller houses, not a mansions. Then they can even dig it and put it in a different place. Only thing you cannot demolish it. Even there's another house in Kennedy Road, or Steeles and Kennedy. The builder started to build a condo, and the heritage house, they put it outside and they make it as an entrance, and they didn't demolish the the foundation. There are so many things we could see it. Okay, answer your question again. First question for the mortgages. Second question, can you move a little bit, please? Same question. Sorry, guys. Okay, the mortgage. Second thing, inspection, home insurance. What kind of inspection you are thinking in your mind? I'm not really sure. If you are buying an old property, there's an old property. What kind of inspection you are looking for? That's you should know before you buy what kind of property you are buying. It drainage system, sewer system, drainage line between the ground level and the house level, the basement level. Check with the home inspectors if you are ready to buy. Most of the people buy 100 years old houses, demolish and build a new house. That's the way they buy. There's no restriction as far as I know, 100 years. But if it is a heritage, yes, you have to ask the city. But you can extend the house. You can make it bigger for the house. Expand, then you can even apply to get if it's a bigger land, if the heritage house is there, you can apply to the city and build other house, keep that house and build other house. You can even divide that house. Is in a different. There are so many things you can do. Depends on the location, depends on the municipality. Okay. The Shiva sending the question. Regards to the appraisal, is it better to prepare like appraisal package and provide to the appraiser? What is it? Okay. Is it better to prepare like appraisal package and give it to the appraiser in the package, provide approximate value using different appraisal methodology and provide? I think Shiva, your thinking is very good, but that's not going to work. If I am the appraiser, if you give me the package, do this one, I'll throw it out and go home. Okay. The professional do what they're supposed to do. Your thoughts are good. You think if you're going to support the value for the appraisal, that means you are telling the appraiser you don't know what your job is. When it's come to the appraisal, maybe whoever took the appraisal course in the ORIA course, there are a few methods. One, market value, compare to market value. Other one, replacement cost. They are going for two different ways to do the appraisal. Let them do their job. You supporting side yourself. Answer my mind. I'm not always right. After my mind is not going to help. Appraisal is supposed to do their job because you are paying residential appraisal and the commercial appraisal paying $1,500, $2,000 for the commercial appraisal for one single unit. In that case, they should know. Maybe you can talk to them, but there's nothing is no answer. But for me, I don't think that works. Other question I want to know important things for the commercial leasing and If there is any sample for the home life, Siva asking you the package. Siva, as I told you, your question is already done. You can't rule the appraisers what they had to do. They are professional, independent people, and some banks they wanted to go to only certain appraisal group of appraisal. They are professional appraisers. Okay. The last questions here. After that, I had to go to the appraisal site and they come back after that one. Okay. The question before that one, I want to know important things for the commercial leasing, please. Okay. Important things about commercial leasing. Commercial leasing is different than residential leasing. Residential leasing, even though whatever in the contract, the Landlord and Tenant Act in Ontario. Landlord and Tenant Act in Ontario is override residential lease contract. Okay, leasing is a contract. When you make a contract with the commercial leasing and the residential leasing, whatever is the contract is null and void when it's got the problem, because Landlord Tenant Act is more powerful than your regular contract. But when it's come to commercial leasing is a contractual law. Whatever you are putting in the leasing, that's the way it's going to be there for the court cases. Court cases. For example, commercial leasing side, before you lease the property, you have to check for the zoning for your buyer client or tenant, what they're going to do, what kind of usage they're going to have, either industrial or retail, parking, zonings and everything. You should have to check it out first before you lease it. What purpose you are leasing it? That checking out the city as well as the condominium corporation if it is a condominium plaza. If it's a freehold plaza, just the other agreement with the other lease. For example, freehold plaza having 7 units, and but other exclusive agreement other people have it. Check with the landlord. Whether there's one pizza store, they may not allow you to do other pizza store in the same plaza. City might say this zoning you can do the medical building, for example. There is already one doctor is there. You have say our office building. This is Eastville Drive. Eastville Drive, we have 7 units downstairs. First one, unit 1 and unit 2 was vacant for years and years because there's one medical doctor was there. Then the other doctors came. They said no, because the builder sold it to people. Exclusive rights came with this condominium. Okay, before you lease it out, check with the city, that area. What kind of leasing you are doing it is industrial places you are using it. You have to have the back door and the delivery options. How big truck can go for the loading dock? How height is there? That depends on the location you are getting it. Medical office, dental office, regular retail places. Everything zoning. 2 places. One city. Second thing, if it is a condominium, the condominium regulations. You have to do, other than that, your commercial leasing is a pure contract. Whatever you put there, you're going to get it. Under the commission side, everything, net lease, the net lease commission, you are eligible for the net lease commission. TMI is a direct. TMI is not for permanent. TMI is based every year basis, based on the tax, maintenance and insurance is go up and down. Your TMI might change based on the contract again. But the net lease, the landlord gets as a profit for the net lease. Your commission is going to be based on net lease. First year, how much lease? Second year, how much? Third year, how much? Everything is going to be written there in the MLS agreement. Based on that one, you get the commission. Your question is very plain question. If you want, I need 5 hours to talk about this one. This is a basic. Okay. I'm going to go through the appraisal conditions now. That's the one I sent out today. When you are making an offer, there are 2 categories of the writings going to be there. One is condition, other ones are clause. The first clause we always put in the offer, balance of purchase price. Balance of purchase price is the first clause. That's a clause. There are certain things are clause, certain of them are conditions. Okay, when it's come to the condition, we are usually putting in the financing condition, inspection condition. If it is a condominium, we are putting the status certificate condition. We don't usually put the appraisal as a condition because we feel like financing condition is including the appraisal condition. That's not true. That's not true. Financing condition is financing condition. But if somebody, when they go there and getting the financing condition, the fully approved condition, and they sign everything within 5 days, appraisal is going to be include that one. And no, we are not going to finish everything within 5 days. It's a conditional approval only. Second thing, appraisal, not always need an appraisal report. That's the other part. Appraisal report is an option. Why is an option? If you are going with a conventional mortgage, with 20% down payment, the bank doesn't want to take the chances for themselves. In that case, they need an appraisal report, and they want to find out the value of the property in their own, in the private people's, to go and value the property. But that's the same hand. If you are putting the 10% down payment, CMSCH mortgage, when you have a CMSCH mortgage, it's an online appraisal. Sometimes you may get the appraisal done without the person physically go there or physically drive through there, or and extra charges if it is 10% CMSCH deal. Within 2 minutes, the bank say yes, is matching everything. The online appraisal based on the property taxes, area value update in the system, area value, property taxes, square foot of the house, square foot of the land, frontage, depth, what is there. Based on that one, online approval works for the CMSCH deals. The regular deals, more than 5%, more than 20%, conventional deal, yes, the bank supposed to send and get it. That's one of the reason not everybody putting the appraisal as a condition. Second thing, today's standard, you guys seeing it, every offers are going multiple offers. If you're saying I want to put appraisal condition for 3 days condition or 4 days condition, there are practical issues there. Yes, you can put the condition for the appraisal condition, but at the same time, who is the appraiser? You can go to your friend having your own appraisal company and get the appraisal report. Doesn't work. That one. For example, Royal Bank have a list of people. Your appraisal company, ABC appraisal company is in NASDAQ. You go there and paying the money and telling them within 3 days, can you do the appraisal? That works for my own financing company or work for others. But when it's go to the Royal Bank might say, they want to send their own appraisal, listed appraisers company. They have to select the appraisers. Then only they get the right value. In that case, when you go into the appraisal, it's going to be an issue within certain days. Yes, sometimes you have a connection with the bank and you want to get a full approval for the mortgage, firm approval for the mortgage, okay? Not conditional approval. 90% of the chances, you always get conditional approval. If you get the firm approval, yes, appraisal, the banks will do the appraisal. You can put the appraisal condition. Oh, appraisal clause. I get the question from somebody, appraisal clause. You can do it. But in reality, that's one of the issues there. In that case, do the financing condition and do the financing condition if you can. If the selling agent going to allow you for the appraisal condition, they allow you the financing condition. Or even though you go with the appraisal condition, what you have to do, go to the financing and get the full approval for the financing. Am I right, Kana?
Yes.
When they get a full approval, firm approval for the mortgage, they have to do the appraisal upfront, right?
Correct.
Yeah. In that case, if you go for a firm approval, the firm approval, that means they're not going to do the appraisal at the end. This happened for 2017, guys. 2017, April changes. Whoever sold the property before and the closing came April 2017, June, July, or even May. Whoever had the mortgage already, firm approval for the mortgage, never had any problem with the appraisal because appraisal already completed. The first one, how many days approval? I would say at least put 5 days and get the firm approval from the bank. In that case, approval condition, the appraisal condition, they can fulfill the appraisal condition within that few days. If the mortgage conditions includes the appraisal condition, no, mortgage condition doesn't mean the appraisal condition unless otherwise, if you get the mortgage confirmation with the conditional mortgages. When it's come to the condition, banks may say I can give you the mortgage based on mortgage brokers also like us. They are working hard. In that case, we can't simply blame the mortgage brokers. They are not getting the appraisal done within 5 days and firm approval and everything. But at the same time, mostly it's come conditional approval, lawyers condition, certain job verification condition and everything. That's the way they waive the condition. And the mortgage condition only getting the financing. Doesn't mean how much financing you want to get it. Appraisal is including indirectly, but it's not directly mortgage condition is including the appraisal value. How much is a cost For the residential or commercial. Okay, as from my knowledge, residential appraisal around $500, $450, $500 residential appraisal. Commercial appraisals is based on the square foot, based on what kind of commercial product you have, industrial, office building, retail building, square, how much square foot of the building, what is come with the appraisal, what are the improvements is there. Based on that one, commercial appraisal cost, in my opinion, is 1,500. Starting 1,500 to go up 1,500 and more for the commercial appraisals takes some time. Not over the not right away. There are, especially you have to do with the approved companies. The next one.
I just want to add something.
Sure. Yeah. Come, okay. Kanna said he need to add some points, and I said, I call him, come here.
Good morning, everyone. Just want to add something regarding the, what the mortgage broker's responsibility is when it comes to the appraisal part. Now, as a real estate agent, if you guys advise us that that you might come across an issue, or you're afraid that, there might be a problem with an appraisal, then at that time, tell your mortgage broker that, because we would put more weight on that part than the mortgage application itself. The reason for that is when we're doing a mortgage application, appraisal is probably one of the things that we do last. Majority of things that we're waiting on is down payment, income, employment verification. That's what we're focusing on a lot, right? Appraisals, when it comes to appraisals, if it's an insured deal and you get the mortgage approved, that means CMHC, Genworth, or Canada Guarantee has already done a soft top appraisal and they've approved the deal. The bank, if it's an insured deal, the bank will not give you an approval. The bank will not give you an approval unless the appraisal is already completed by the insurers. So you look for less than 20% or any insured deals. If you get an approval, that means the appraisal came in line. So you have no issues there. If it's a conventional deal, you're putting more than 20% as a conventional deal. When we're doing the mortgage application, we don't put focus on the appraisal or wait on the appraisal within the 5 days condition of finance period. We want to make sure that we get a conditional approval from the bank based on the income documents, based on the entire structure of the deal. And then after that, once we have a conditional approval within the first 5 days, that's only after that we actually send it out for an appraisal. So now here the thing is, if you have an issue with an appraisal, or if you think you might come across an issue, tell the mortgage broker or tell your mortgage agent to do the appraisal first. When you go through the banks, the issue is the bank will not do an appraisal at the start. Back in the days, 2015, 2016, even without me putting in an application at CIBC, I can do an appraisal on any property. The client doesn't even need to pay for it. You didn't, let's just say you didn't even buy a property yet, I can still do an appraisal on that. The banks changed their system after 2017. Almost all of the banks did. Only after the application is submitted, only after the conditional approval is received, you can do an appraisal. By that time, your condition of finance period is already gone, right? So what I recommend in this case, if you think that you have a problem with appraisal, tell your mortgage broker, we'll order an appraisal on the broker side first. And then after that, once we have the appraisal, we can put that in with the mortgage application and submit it. Back to Selvan.
Thank you, Anna.
No worries.
Yeah. The next point is here. Okay, the time of the closing the transaction, if the appraised value come lower, what are the option? What are the option we can close the transaction? Yes, if the appraisal, as I said, if the appraisal based on that particular institution, in that case, don't wait until last minute to get the approval from any banks you go to. At least get it earlier. In that case, the appraisal comes lower. You have choices. You can move to a different bank. If one bank say no, other bank say yes. That's the way the life is. One person say no, that doesn't mean that's the end of the story. Then you can have an option. What do you have to do in this case? Whatever the mortgage broker put in the application, job letters, the client's job details, keep a copy of everything in your own. In that case, if the particular bank say appraised value is lower, you can go to the different banks and do the try it again with the different mortgage brokers or different branches. If you go to the branch, sometimes you may get the mortgage faster the channel is going to be very few days channels. You can try those ones. In that case, one bank say appraise is low, that doesn't mean that the story is end. Okay. And the second one, if the appraise value come lower, if the appraise comes lower, what is the other option? Can I use the private financing to cover the difference? Yes, you can do your own money. And exactly same question I get from an agent. He want to put 30% down payment for one of the deal. And they asked me, discussion came not last week, a week ago. The clients want to have the 30% down payment for this price. In the appraisal comes lower, what we can do? I said, okay, in that case, application, tell the mortgage broker to put the application with the 25% down payment. If in that case, keep the money separately. Keep the money separately. For example, 1 million property, 30% and 20%, 50,000 is different. Keep the 20% down payment is enough. Any deal, 20% is enough. And keep the 5% aside. And in case appraised value come lower, in case application appraised value come lower, you can use your own money to close a transaction. That means the mortgage value is going to be less anyway. House price is less, 20% of the house price less value. You have the extra money to cover it up. If anybody want to put more than 20%, if you feel it's a multiple of a transaction, price value may be an issue. Tell them to keep it with the 20% or 20%, not to put more than that. But in that case, they have enough extra money to put the appraisal. But at the same time, what they can do, if everything's come right, they can even tell the mortgage broker to amend because they want to put more money. Bank's not going to say no. They're going to put the more money and they can do the amendment to make the mortgage value lower, or else after closing the transaction, you have the privilege. You have the privilege to put the 5%, 10% of your mortgage outstanding balance. You can pay it off right away. You have the rights. In that case, keep some extra money. Okay, if the client doesn't have extra money, just what you can do, you have to apply to the bank, get the permission. Number one, get the permission to put extra financing. For example, $1 million property, you are putting 20% down payment. That's been 800,000 mortgage. You are looking for it. Say the appraised value come 50,000 lower. In the appraised value come 50,000 lower, still you're going to be short. You're going to be short for your mortgages. In that case, ask the mortgage broker, send the revised application saying that one, keep the 20% down payment based on the value, and the rest of the money he can go as a official registered financing for the particular property. In that case, the lawyer who's doing the transaction, he can do the first mortgage with the bank as well as second mortgage with the private bank, private mortgage companies like us or anybody else, or the friends, family members' money. They can register it under the system officially. If not, again, we are real estate agent. We are not stick with only one option. Okay, if not, tell them to borrow the money from somebody else and close the transaction, and maybe they can refinance it with the different, after a few weeks, they can go for the refinancing or getting the second mortgage in a different institution. As a realtor, we have to have a knowledge to inform them. First, tell them to put the down payment only 20% and keep the money separate in their hand. That's number one option. Number two option, tell the mortgage broker to get the whatever the mortgage approval, plus tell them the extra money, the shortage of the price value. They want to have a borrow money is going under secondary financing condition. Just major banks, many banks allow that one because they already have an appraisal report and their first mortgage is going to be there. They allow for the second mortgage, and some private companies doesn't allow. And the third one, borrow money from someone else and tell them to close the transaction because the house, they like it, they bought it, they had to close it, and they can refinance it or second refinancing with the private lender at the later date with the different ways. And there's another question. The appraised value lower. Can I leave the transaction based on the appraisal condition? Can I leave the transaction and go to the courts and argue? I bought the property for 1 million, then the property value came 950. No, you can't, because there's no way. Your agreement of purchase and sale saying that this particular house I am buying for 1 million. There's no condition saying that when the appraised value come lower, I'm going to leave the transaction. No listing agent or seller going to allow for that. But based on the appraised value lower, you cannot leave the transaction. If you leave the transaction, that means you are in default. Buyers are going to be on default. When buyers going to default, the deposit deposit goes to the seller as it is good faith money, and the seller can even sue further for their time, because the time adjustment is big time there. The first question Amalan asked, last November the property sold for 977. Today 1.1 million 50. Look at how much is the difference in your own math. Say in this case 170,000 different. Okay, in this case the time adjustment is there. Same thing the falling time too. We already seen the history. 2017 April the price was different then. 2017 May price was different. June price was different. July price was different because the time adjustment. Same thing. The clients have a right to sue the buyer extra money, even though appraised value come lower if you don't close the transaction. If you have a purchase sale agreement, valid purchase sale agreement, firm deal, there's no way to leave the conditions. Okay, no way you have a right to not to close a transaction. As I told you, it's my own deal. In my own deal, one of the agent closed a transaction. Is in Bellamy area. I told you guys this story. We found out before the closing, the husband murdered the wife. Then our clients, that time my knowledge was different than right now. We went to the lawyer. Lawyer said don't close the transaction. Then our clients didn't not to close the transaction because the house, the husband murdered the wife, and husband was in the jail, and somebody looking after the kids, and the lawyer went to the jail and signed the listing agreement. Okay, the judge asked our company, what are you expecting? You want to demolish the house and rebuild the house and sell it to you? No. If you are not buying it, somebody is ready to buy. In that case, somebody killed the property is not an issue. But you can say disclosure, the recall, disclosure, and this and that. That's a different story. I talk about the courts. Court side, if you have the purchase sale agreement, there is no reason you have to close it and sue them. That's a different story. If the clients close it and say, you will disclose to me, my house value is less because of the murder, and give me back 200,000, that's a different case. But we have to close the transaction. The question is here right now, if the price value come lower, can I not to close the deal? No, you have to close the transaction. You have to close the transaction. I don't think you can go to the lawsuit because appraised companies giving their own values. One appraised companies can be different than other companies. And other one, what's the difference between the final approval and the conditional approval? As I said, firm approval. Firm approval, the banks, if it is 20% down payment, banks are getting the appraisal value and everything, and they are going firm. If they go for a firm mortgage commitment, you can sign it and go to any countries. If the lawyers allow, you don't need to be here for the closing date because everything is firm. The date is date to close the transaction. The condition of closing, yes, of course, the bank and you had to meet the condition to get the funding from the company. Then at this time, I want to come certain other points because it's coming up every time in our attention. The square foot agents, big group is there. Don't think I'm telling you just only 1 or 2 people. Everyone, but should know how to get the square foot. You cannot say, I don't know how to get the square foot. It's a very basic training. If the pandemic is ending it, if we start back again, Fridays we're going to have the MLS classes and trainings. In that case, if you don't know, come and ask Rafael Selvakumar. Hope he will still teach. I didn't talk to him. You can see how to get the square foot, or else the computer system is very easy these days. Just to go there, go to the Geo warehouse and go to the Geo warehouse and store and see the detailed residential report. The detailed residential report, $6 and $8, I believe, or maybe 5 and 7. You can go there and pull the reports and see the square foot, age of the property, and everything is important, guys. Important. And that report going to show the frontage and depth and everything. And check it out because the square foot is coming as an issue. Square foot of the property coming as an issue, many cases. Okay. For example, if the square foot coming as an issue, you can ask me, okay, I'm the listing agent, I put the square foot, it's a range of the square foot, say 2,000 to 2,500. We are not putting in the contract, the square foot. One agent called me and asked me this question. I put the listing 2,000 to 2,500. At the same time, in the purchase that you are selling me Silvana, everything purchase sale agreement is the one original. In that case, my square foot, how is going to be affected? The very valid question. Everyone understand the question? Okay, the agent listing the property, putting the square foot 2,000 to 2,500. Okay, the purchase sale agreement, we are not putting those words. Square foot of the property 2,000 to 2,500. Valid agreement is a purchase sale agreement, not the listing. In this case, how I am responsible? How can they sue me for this case? Okay, the answer is purchase sale agreement. Whatever is the purchase sale agreement is going to be under the courts. The courts, you argue the purchase sale agreement. Whatever is there, you're going to get it. For example, listing showing square foot or air condition. But purchase sale agreement, there's no air condition. But house, there's no air condition. The buyer take it to the courts, the seller. Seller say, purchase sale agreement, I write it down. There's no air condition, nothing. But the same scenario is here too. Whatever is the purchase sale agreement, the courts. But RICO is there. RICO is watching you. When somebody complain, buyer complained to RICO, saying that one, based on the listing, I saw it in the realtor.ca or a listing agent gave, real estate agent gave me the listing. I was expected the house is more than 2,000 square foot. Based on the 2,000 square foot to 2,500 square foot, I was thinking in the between the house square foot is, but its end up is low. Agent mislead me. You get a violation. Maybe not a financial violation. You get a violation saying that one, if you miss it again the next time, you may end up paying the penalty to RICO. There's a recent case I told you guys last class. The salesperson listing side, the furnace is leased, hot water tank is leased. Okay, the agent didn't put anything, and the buyer take over. There's no lien registered, unfortunately, that particular house. In that case, otherwise we have before the closing we should have to find out. After 2 years, the original seller get the collection notice. Collection notice from the companies. You didn't pay for the lease payment for the hot water tank and the furnace. The seller reported to the RICO, and finally the case came up. So listing agent pay the money to the seller, certain amount of the money, and withdraw the case. What I am saying, listing, whatever is in the listing is RICO issues. Whatever is in the contract is a court's issue. Okay. The next one, type of the property. Type of the property, many agents think they are smart. For example, store an apartment, listing at a commercial. Suppose we had a commercial, listing at a residential. That's when we can give some explanation to RICO, Toronto Real Estate Board, if they find out. Townhouses, in townhouse, one of the agents keep asking, keep arguing with me, in townhouse and semi-house. Semi-house definition is two houses stick together. Townhouse, in townhouse, there's no legally saying semi-house. Even one of the leading agent, our office is a very senior guy. He changed it 3 times by himself. We give the limited access. We give 3 times to the houses, link, detach. Link and detach, he changed it 3 times. And finally, I get the notice, complaint from RICO. Some agents live that area, is in Brampton. They said it, this particular listing, they changed 3 times. Give explanation. Then we end up writing so many places and writing to cover this case. Guys, please careful. Link is link. Detach is detach. Semi is semi. In townhouse does never come as semi houses. I was an agent too, guys. I wanted to sell the property. We are real estate agents. We are not lawyers, but at the same time, careful. If somebody complain, what is the answer? Knowingly, if you do something, one violation, you may get excuse. But if you change it, if you put it as a same townhouse and you change it as a semi house, that means you're knowingly doing it. There's not a mistake. You get a violation from the RICO if somebody complains. Even Toronto Real Estate Board is very careful too. And pictures, guys. Again, this is very serious. Very serious. You have to use your own pictures. There's no excuse you using somebody's pictures. For example, you are listing it right now. One agent was arguing with me. The pandemic time, Toronto Real Estate Board said you can colon the listing. Just coloning the listing only for the square foot, not for anything else. Okay, you can colon the listing. Just the pandemic time, they are giving some leniency. Otherwise, you are not eligible to colon the listing. But at the same time, pictures. You are a real estate agent. If you don't have a time to go and get one picture in your cell phone, what kind of agent you are? Okay, we went through this problem. I think I already told you guys this issue. One of the salesperson in our office, Before he come as a salesperson, they bought the house from one company. After they became as a real estate agent, he leased the basement. When he was leasing the basement, he was using the previous salesperson pictures. We get the phone call and a notice from other previous company. This is our pictures belongs to our company. I informed them and told them, don't use these particular pictures because it belongs to them, the violation. Our office, that she's looking after the lease, she canceled all the pictures. And we sent the email to them, send me back the pictures. He sent back us to 2 pictures. We put the 2 pictures. He sent the same, again, he put the same pictures from that agent. We didn't know that one. We uploaded that one. That's went to the case. Then we inform and send the view history, said we deleted, the agent sent me back the 2 pictures. That's the pictures we put it in office, then they take the office out from the violation. And the agent being charged over $1,000. Knowingly, he violated the law. Even some agents, last week, I have an argument with an agent. He put the same pictures from the previous agent. That he's saying that pictures is not his pictures, the Google pictures. Even Google pictures, you can't put it in. If you are a real estate agent, just one single picture, you can't able to get it. There's no excuse, guys. Please, if you don't know, some agents make the mistake, not a violation. They feel they are right. They feel they take it easy. That's not true. And if somebody's car park, please, somebody's car park in the driveway. If somebody's car park in the driveway, please don't get the picture with the car. They had to ask them to remove the car. If the seller standing, it has happened again. It's not a violation. It's only the notification. The seller is standing in front of the house while the agent got the picture. Seller's picture is there. They're selling the house, not the seller. Then the front picture is very important, regular picture. Plus, everybody, you guys know that one. Sales sign. If you are an agent, you put your sales sign. After you put the sales sign, you are getting the picture. You have to avoid the sales sign. Only the house picture, suppose the front picture. The sales sign, even though you put 24 pictures, sales sign is not going to be there. Your sales sign, your name and the phone number is showing there. That can even go to other than the real estate agents, even regular clients. That's a violation. Okay. Front picture, you must get it your own picture, guys. Please don't forget that one. Don't copy the pictures. It's a minor things, but it's come as a serious one. Violation, MLS violations. Okay. And the lot size, again, lot size sometimes varies from the GeoWare house and your survey. If you have the valid survey, if it is varies from the GeoWare house, just you have an argument. The time the lawyer registered the deed, maybe lawyer secretary maybe type in the wrong one. Instead of 41 lot, is they put 31 lot or anything else change. That's a human error. Then we had to inform the impact, and they had to inform the impact, and they had to ask the impact to change for the GeoWare house. The GeoWare house getting from the impact. But if you have the survey telling you for the valid lot size, you can use that one. Otherwise, go for a GeoWare house or impact public records sizes. What is including the agreement versus listing? As I told you, agreement for the courts. Anything in the agreement, you can go to the courts and argue. Whatever is the listing is a violation. You had to answer the Toronto Real Estate Board as well as the RICO. Do you have any questions, Kana? No. Ruben, there's a question. The client would like to book reconstruction single home, and one of the requirements is mortgage pre-approval. Okay, there's a question here. Rubina, she sent the question saying that the client would like to book pre-construction single home, and one of the requirements is the mortgage pre-approval. So does the client has to seek mortgage at the time of the booking? So please explain how process should work. This is a very, your question is coming with the answers to Rubina. I'm not discouraging your question. It's a really good question as a new agent. Yes, for example, builder saying you are buying the property and finally you don't have a mortgage. In that case, builder asking, where are you standing? Get your financing, at least go to the mortgage broker. You can get a conditional financing. You don't get the firm financing because the house not being built. In that case, before the house be built, you can't get the firm financing, and you don't know how the closing dates are. Maybe some banks give the mortgage approval only for 180 days, or some banks construction they allow the particular site as a registered banks. They can give 3 years term, interest rate guarantee and everything. But at the same time, pre-approval is different. Pre-approval is showing this particular clients, based on the income and the down payment, but the down payment, these clients are qualifying for $800,000 mortgage, something like that. Then you have to just maybe answer your question, take them to the mortgage brokers and make a pre-approval agreement. Pre-approval agreement is a pre-approval, based on the credit and the down payment and the credit score and the work, income, death ratios, GDS ratio, TDS ratio. Based on that one only, they are working on it. Then get the pre-approval certificate from the mortgage broker. Maybe you don't need to take upfront. You can even go and book the property if you are getting the commission. Otherwise you are involving the builders is only $1,000 referral fees. I don't recommend you to waste your time. If you are going for a condo, just of course you get 3% commission or 4% commission. After you book it, they will give you the time, 1 week time, 2 weeks time. Take the mortgage broker and give the operators proof of down payment and everything, and you can get the pre-construction. Yes, you can do that one. Okay. This next one is property tax bill shows the house square foot. Not always. Property tax bill doesn't shows all the square foot of the house for all the area, all the municipalities. But if it shows, that's good. But in my side, paying the $8 to get the detailed residential report is not going to hurt you. Not every agent is going to give the property. Not every seller is going to give the property tax bill. In my side, property tax bill, you have to ask them. They don't find the bill. Sometimes bank paying. There are so much things come. Yes, if the property tax bill show the square foot doesn't as extra addition, you can keep it. Not all the municipalities. There's some municipalities and some area houses, the new houses built after 88 or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't want to give the exact word, but not all the property tax bills going to be the square foot of the house with all the houses and stuff. But you can go to the GOA house and pull it out, or else look at the clear survey with the blueprint survey. And Victor sending the question saying that one, would not the lawyers see the liens at the time of the closing when the lawyers discharge the existing mortgages and registered the new mortgages? Yes, lawyers seen it, but certain liens are not going to, they're not registered as a lien. Victor sending the message saying that one, would the lawyers see the liens at the time of the closing, then the lawyers discharge the existing mortgages and the liens before registering the new person? Of course, it's 100% true. The house, if there any lien is there, if any lien is there with the previous owner, they had to clear out everything. The example I told you, the listing agent put it in the lease hot water tank and lease furnace was not registered as a lien. Sometimes humans make mistakes too. Sometimes they don't put it isn't the lien. Of course, it's easier. But at the same time, that particular situation, it's not a lien. But certain companies are rental companies only. For example, hot water tank rental from Enbridge. Where are you going to see the lien? It's not a lien. It's only taking over the rental part. There's no lien. But the private companies, they are putting as a lease to own category. That's going to be under the lien. Yes, lawyers does, Victor. But at the same time, as a real estate agent, do your job right. Okay. These are questions I have right now. These are the questions I have right now. Anybody have any questions? Come and ask me. Otherwise, I can go through the previous question, whatever I was missing it. Yeah, I got one question right now. Just go ahead.
Sorry. So I just have a question. This is Suren. I just have a question regarding a client who's currently looking to buy another property and list their current property in the next few weeks or month.
Congratulations. Go ahead. Okay.
Thank you. So I just wanted to know what's the best approach in terms of buying first or selling first to avoid any, hiccups, like, sustain any delays or anything like that.
Okay. Suren, today's standard listings are selling faster. Nobody know the market situations. Everybody have a different argument. Recently, someone sent it to me for the WhatsApp group, sent it to me for the forecast for this year. I think Moon Mahalingam sent the forecast for this year. CMSCH, National Bank is in the minus, and other banks are plus up to plus 9% increase. We don't know the market increase going to be, how the market increase is going to be up and down and those kind of things. But at the same time, answering your question as a realtor side, first short realtor side, every agent is showing this different techniques. Some agents want to sell the property first. When they sell the property first, they end up buying other property. In that case, they are doubling the transaction. This is one of the sales techniques some agents are using it. As far I can tell you, show the property first, and they had to know what is out there and how they had to afford those houses. In that case, they're going to buy it first. If they're going to buy it first, there's another risk is involved. They had to sell it for the expected price. They may think the house is worth for 1.2 million. Maybe the market might change, for the time adjustment might change. Anything can happen. The market, you may sell it less. In that case, you may get into trouble saying that one. You didn't sell the property first. According to RECO cases, based on my experience, they're saying first to sell the property and get the equity in your hand. I'm telling you, for some cases we went through, sell the property first and get the firm, get the money in your hand. That's been, they don't close the transaction. After that, start to look. But I would say, as a trainer at the broker of record, as my own team group, guys, I am telling you for the own team group. Okay, first start to show some properties, get them idea, and they know they can buy some houses based on the today's market. Then you put the house for sale. In that case, you are not tricking anything, and sell the property. Once you have a firm deal of the property, and you know how much money they're going to get after the seller's expense sheet and everything filled out, how much money they're going to get, based on that one, buy it. In that case, it's much safer. Then you're going to list the property right now, then start to show some properties right now, and they can get the idea. They are second-time buyers, they're luxury buyers. They are buying the property not to live. There are two differences between the first-time buyer and second-time buyer. First-time buyer, they want a house to live there. They are economic buyers. If somebody want to be a luxury buyers, I don't have much sympathy for them, because they are living in the house. They have a nice house they're living, but they want to have more features on it. They want the birds, hear the birds noise and the water running noise and everything every day morning. In that case, they're buying the luxury house or bigger pool, luxury house. In that case, just to show around, answer your question clearly. Just to show around few houses. After that, put the house for sale and sell it. After once they sell it, they can buy it. Okay, these are only my thoughts. My thoughts. No need to be. We can have a debate, argument for many argument for this one. It's my thoughts.
Yeah, I was just thinking along those lines as well. Looking to list the properties first, but however, I still have 2 appointments scheduled today in the next 2 or 3 hours.
Amazing.
Just to give them an idea as to how the properties look at this current state, and how properties are being sold. So at least that way they can get an understanding of how they can position their current property to put it on the market as well. So just to give an idea.
That's very good, Suren, but you're a salesperson. Keep yourself as a salesperson. Let them have a look for the houses rather than you explain too much. Limited words, and let them figure it out whatever they want it, not your thoughts they want it. And you know what I mean, and okay, go with that. Keep your mind. I'm not a volunteer. I'm a salesperson. I want to sell it, and I want to sell this house, and I want them to buy this house with a reasonable ground. Okay. And I get one question from one agent. Anybody have any questions? I get one question from one agent saying that, one Selvana, last week you talked about the probate clause. Last week talked about the probate clause, and I didn't understand much. Can you explain? I have another 10 minutes, guys. Yes, I don't mind explain for the probate. Few examples for the probate side. And okay, probate means person who owned the property. If the single owner of the property, single owner. If it is a partnership owners, there are two kinds of partnership: joint tenancy and tenants in common. Tenants in common is coming under probate. Joint tenancy, either husband and wife, two friends, two relatives, doesn't matter. They are equal partners. When the equal partners come with a survivor benefit, that's been one person dies, other person can get it. No need to be two partners. Even though there are four partners coming under the survivor benefit. In that case, other three partners can get the house, equal share of the house. In that case, no need probate. If single person own the property, once they die, with a will or no will, with a will or no will. With a will means it's easier for the probate who to appointment as an executor of the particular will, and who is the one who will handle the probate with the government. The probate means the government of Ontario. The word probate means. Give me 1 minute. sorry. The word probate means the probate is a term for the legal process in which will receive the determine whether there is a valid and authentic. Probate is also referred to. Give me a second, guys. I give the definition of the probate. Yeah, probate means it's a legal process. It's a legal process of the particular property. Who is going to get the property? That's called probate. In order to do the probate, there's a fees is involved. The fees for the probate fees $5 per thousand, $5 per thousand up to 50,000. Anything more than 50,000, the probate fees is 15%. That means if you use the calculator, for the 1 million property, the 14,000, 1 million property, $14,250 coming as a $14,250 coming as a probate only. That probate come not only for the real estate or your bank account, single bank account, you're transferring to the person who's going to have it, and somebody doing the stock trading, and during the trade, how much money is there? Nothing to do the capital gain. That's everything extra. This is only the government fees, government of Ontario fees. How much is the total asset that particular person have it under his personal name, and who is going to take over? In Canada, the some of the countries are different. In Canada, the person who paying the probate fees, person who paying the capital gain taxes, everything, that person who, whether life or the death. That's mean the person who, Mr. X, he already died, he passed away already, but his account need to be clear. Under such one, nobody can take it. That's a probate process is going to be there, that whoever representing that particular person, they had to file the tax, T3 income tax, and paying everything from his own money. After paying his own money to the government and clearing certificate, after the clearing certificate only, they can transfer to even his own wife, own kids. That's the way the process is. The probate means if somebody have a will or doesn't make a will is easier. Will is going to tell you what to do. If they have a will, it's easy to follow. For example, a house, wife and 3 kids. First 200,000 under the probate can be real estate asset or else financial assets. Is going to be the wife going to get it. Everything else going to be equal to the wife. Interesting part, as I told you guys last week or week ago, I'm dealing with one of the probate for my close friend. He passed away due to COVID, and he bought the properties three, four times. He bought the properties from the office. I was doing the tax return for the last 20 years for him, and I know his wealth is. And now they are dealing with that one. Okay, the wife and the kids was worried. Their brothers and sisters going to come and asking for some benefit on the particular asset. That's when it's come to the courts, when it's come to the legal lawyers. I've been there with the probate lawyers, and their advice is not easily get it. But at the same time, if the person who dies monthly basis helping the handicapped sister, for example, maybe she's in Sri Lanka or she is in any other country, handicapped sister or handicapped brother, or the other sister have 3-4 kids and they're in the welfare and they're depending on his money, something like that. I don't want to say welfare as the government is looking after. They're depending on his money. Monthly basis, he is transferring the money. They can go to the objection and they can ask for some kind of share of his asset. But if there's a will, nothing going to happen. Everybody has to make a will. Under the probate side, the agent sent me the probate. Probate means, again, I repeat the question for the agent's question. Probate means the legal process in Ontario, the person who dies, how we going to dispose, how we going to transfer his asset, equal share for the beneficiaries. That's the one. That's the one called probate. The probate fees is there. Probate fees is there. Plus, we had to apply to the Supreme Court of Canada to get the one person we had to appoint as an executor. That executor going to sign all the paperwork. All the family members has to appoint one person. No need to be a wife, can be kids, one of the beneficiary. And they are going to handle the courts. The court saying around 6 months without the will. After 6 months, they had to go to the accountant, and accountant who knows how to file the T3 return. Your income tax is personal income tax, basic. T1 income tax, regular, that's what we call T1 is the personal income tax, T1 general. T2 is a corporation. T3 for the deceased person, estate and will who knows how to file those one. After that one only, see, revenue can get the clearance and get the money. That's called actually a probate. Any question anybody send out, Kana?
Yeah,
Two questions we have. Okay, Adnan sent another question. The seller misplaced the closing papers, including deed. They don't remember the lawyers who closed the house over 17 years ago. How to get the listing as an okay, Adnan, this is very simple. Any lawyers you can go to, and the lawyer's charges is $70. If the party and the deed can pull it out, that's good enough. The deed, any lawyers can pull the deed. And even as a realtor, you have through the GOA house. I do myself for many clients. I did many clients because of my private financing. The partial registry you can pay. I believe, how much is $40?
Yeah, 40.
I think it's $40 of the partial registry. You can get the partial registry and get all the information. Go to the lawyer. That's easy. Tell them to go talk to any other lawyer and pull the deed, charge copy and deed copy. Everything is registered under the house name. And charge copies and the deed copy and the partial registry, everything pull out is cost less than $200. And when they lose the papers, it doesn't matter. You can get that one. Okay. The next question from Kiruba: can we keep mobile sign for our advertising on vacant land? Need to get permission from the city. Mobile sign. Kiruba, can you come and say what exactly you mean? Kiruba, are you in the group? Can we put mobile sign?
Yes,
Can you tell me exactly what you mean?
Yeah, actually, I show some sign like 4 feet and 3 feet, something like on the vacant. They can put the biggest sign.
You can see the big sale sign.
Yes. Okay. We can move anywhere.
Okay. Sorry, Kiruba. I understand your question right now. Okay, yeah, but we had to get from the city traffic. For example, I seen some signs from the 401. One agent sign, he used to work here in the last 5 years. The sign is there. Everybody asking, he's selling for the last 5 years that particular land. Okay, it's an advertisement. Just if you before, okay, the problem is city want to help the real estate agent, but at the same time, if the sign distract the drivers, the city doesn't want that sign cause the accident because they're looking. That's the reason. In the Shields Avenue. Before the pandemic, every agent putting the sales sign as a flag, standalone flag. City said remove it, otherwise they get a violation because that's distracting the public when they drive. Okay, answer your question. I don't want to say yes or no, Kiruba. It's a very good question.